So in 2008, I found out I was pregnant in January with twins. Everything was great at first. February came, I got into a car accident. In March, I started having spotting. But in May, I was in the shower one day and I felt this trickling of water. I was concerned because at this point, it was something every month. So I go to the emergency room on Mother's Day. The doctor tells me, the water broke. Your water broke for your first baby. And so they took me to a room and my family was there and they explained to me that basically baby B was fine, but baby A, that, because he had lost all of his water, that, he died basically. Basically he was dying and that I needed to deliver him. So I said, well, I would like to continue with the pregnancy. So the next day, the doctors were doing their rounds in the morning with interns and they came in and the doctor told me, he said, listen, I don't care where you deliver this baby at, but it will not be in this hospital. And I knew at that time that anything that I felt, my babies would feel too. So I wouldn't allow anything from the outside to affect me like that. The next day I went to see a specialist. And the specialist, she says, you have to get to the emergency room now. She said, if you want to keep these babies, you have to get to the emergency room. She sent me to another hospital. I was there for almost 3 weeks. The doctor came in at one point and she said, you really need to terminate this pregnancy, Sheena, because you could die as well as the children. So one morning, I woke up, and my husband was there, and he was getting ready to leave for work. And I said, don't leave. I said, something's wrong. And so the ultrasound tech came in and she went to do the ultrasound and she said, honey, I'm sorry, but I don't hear a heartbeat for either child. So she said, no, you have to deliver the baby. She said, would you like an epidural? I said, no, I don't want an epidural. I'm already in pain emotionally. This won't hurt me at all. Had I delivered the babies, they were £1 each. They dressed them up for me. They took pictures of them for me. They stayed in my room with me that night. I just looked at them and I was so upset because I felt like I could have done something more. I felt that, I was less of a woman because I couldn't carry a baby. I was embarrassed. I felt defeated because, these doctors had said the babies won't live. And here I'm kind of defying their odds, by continuing on with this pregnancy. And here they just died. And I felt like it was my fault, like I had did something. After I had the twins, I got pregnant maybe 6 weeks later. I went for my first appointment and everything was fine. Then I went back at the beginning of my second trimester and I had lost the baby. I waited a couple months and I found out I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant again with a son. So halfway during my pregnancy in August, I went for an appointment and my doctor said, you need to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital that day. I had surgery. 3 days later, I came home. I was on bed rest for the duration of my pregnancy. But on New Year's Eve, I delivered a healthy baby boy. Because I have him, I have more determination now to be better. I want my children, to be proud of their mommy. I think the loss of my children has made me a more beautiful person because now I focus on things that are here right now. So when I see sets of twins, sometimes I think, oh, what may have been with them. So to say that I'm not sad or I don't think about them, that's crazy. That's crazy to say. The doctor who I thought was so mean and didn't have bedside manners, this was his job. This was something that he had to do every single day. And when I look back, that was probably the best thing he did for me. So everything is for a reason. Like there's always a lesson in everything. So either you win or you learn. And sometimes life is about learning. It's about learning who you are, learning how you are before you can defeat your enemy. So I can't say, I would have learned everything or be in the place where I'm at currently today if I hadn't went through what I went through. So my name is Sheena. I could be bitter, but I am better because I choose to be.